So today we'll be talking about different ways to get to the US legally and about migration to US. There are definitely many different ways to do that. And we would like to focus specifically on the green cards for talented people with achievements who can demonstrate their potential for the economy of the US. And that includes a certain type of migration programs that are EB employment-based programs, right? So that's they're called EB1, EB2, EB3, and so there are different types of EB programs, and they're all employment-based. But the trick is that it's not always about employment. It can be self-employment, or it can be non-employment, like a global talent visa program in the UK. You are not bounded, restricted to any relationship with a sponsor as employer. So Timur, what do you think about this type of program, and why are they becoming so popular in the US, this type of migration programs today?
I think mainly because they're not bound you to anything, because now so many different programs are available to move to the United States. And a lot of people, when we consult people on different ways to move to the USA, many of them, like 90% of them, ask about whether or not it's first an immigration visa, whether or not it allows me to stay in the US for a long time, and what requirements does it have from the standpoint of me having to do something. For example, do I have to work specifically for this employer? What changes if I change the employer, and how much time I have left to leave the United States if I don't have an employment anymore? And from this standpoint, EB employment-based visas, they are in the advantage because they are not limiting you to anything. You can be self-employed pretty much, like all the EB. They allow you to register a company, start your own business in the United States, or be employed as an employee of a specific company. There are different subcategories of employment-based visas, which can be bound to employer, for example, as an outstanding manager, multinational manager, and so on. But mostly they're not limiting you to anything. And I think this is what's attractive to many people, freedom of action.
The good point about this program for me is that you don't need to invest money, like in investment-based visas and green cards, like EB5 program. And you do not need to find an employer that will become your sponsor. So, for example, if you find a Google company or Facebook that would like to relocate you from, I don't know, India to US, it's fantastic if you do that, but not so straightforward and easy today, right? So they trying to get rid of some employees, not to bring more. And they're trying to attract more outstaffing opportunities to use them. So it's getting more and more difficult to find a sponsor employer in the US. What do you think, is the O1 visa a good alternative for EB1, or it's different type? Because I know it's not a non-immigration program, right? It's a visa that needs to be extended every year, and that's given for 3 years only, compared to 10 years long green card, EB1. And it needs an employer, again, right? So it's more easier than to get as a work permit. But again, you need a company that will invite you to work for US. So what is your opinion on that?
So O1 visa is a perfect way for people to move temporarily to the US if you have specific connections to some employer, to people who are ready to sign a petition for you. And many people choose the way that they move first by O1 visa, and then after some time, usually after 3 years or 2 years, they apply for EB1 visa. That's a very typical route for people to take. But O1 visa, it has less requirements than EB1 visa, because EB1 visa is for talented people. O1 is also for talented people, but it's not so highly prioritized by Americans as EB1 visa. And maybe it's easier for people to acquire a O1 visa and then move to the US and then change the status. But It's non-immigration visa. So whenever you apply for O1 visa, you have to take into account all the history you had. If you ever apply for a touristic visa and you got denied, that's probably going to be taken into account when you're applying
No.
for the O1 visa. Again, if you have some history of trying to immigrate to the US or applying for I don't know, this lottery, they may somehow connect it to it. So it's a very crooked route because you have to show your intention to go back to your country of origin after your employment is terminated. And in this sense, it's I think it's a way to taste the USA. But if you for sure know and your intentions are clear that you are going to relocate and stay in the USA forever or for a long time, there's no point in applying for O1 because it's the same process as EB1, same requirements.
And staying with the non-immigration visa doesn't let you count these years and this period for a citizenship test. So you cannot count down the 5 years period to apply for citizenship. And with immigration green card, you are allowed to use this time as the basis argument for the application for your citizenship. One thing, of course, you need to be very careful with tax consequences of changing the status here, because the green card, the EB1, as any green card, is a permanent residence status, and that means that you are a tax resident of the US, and there are certain consequences of changing this status, because US is very strict in terms of taxation. So we always advise to consult your tax lawyer, or we could recommend one. But at our YouTube channel, you can find a lot of videos that explains in details each type of non-migration and migration types of visas and green cards, and the way to get them, the way to apply the requirements, the step-by-step process. And we also have the online consultations that can give you more details about your specific case. Could you just give a couple of thoughts, a couple of clarifications, how the consultation is organized and who can apply for that?
For a consultation, anybody can apply. Well, you can text us on Telegram mostly. You can call us if you're in the country of the number provided, and then we schedule a call and we discuss your specific situation in detail. You provide us with some introductory information like your CV or some of your migration situation information, and then we discuss exactly how we can do your case, what steps you need to take to improve it maybe, and what we can help you with. So it's a very thorough breakdown of your specific situation. So, and it's free. We don't charge money for it. So sign up.
So we're looking forward to meet you at our consultations, and the link for the application for the consultation is just in the description to this video. So see you soon, and we will be ready to help to investigate your case and discuss what program is best fit for you.